Hi, okay. So I just want to give you some notes about the Lisa Heal Yourself diet, or the diet that I've been doing, because the one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that you don't make yourself worse or hurt yourself, because a diet is supposed to help you. It's supposed to make you feel better. It's supposed to be your foundation. And if this is too hard of a diet for you because you're so ill, you will know that. Meaning, the fasting days and the juicing days will seem too hard. It will seem like you're detoxing too much. Your symptoms will become too overwhelming, and you won't be able to do it without really spiking everything and hurting yourself. And in that case, I want you to listen to yourself. That's the most important thing. So if it's just that you're hungry or you have a little headache, then push through it. But if you really are getting sicker, feeling ill from the fasting or the juice day, then I want you to listen to your body. So if that happens more than a couple times, so the first time might be to be expected, so do it 2 weeks, and after you've done it for the 2 full weeks, you'll know, gee, did those days really harm me? Did I start to get better when I ate more food? So, you know, the people who are really weak, people who are really ill, won't be able to do the 1 day water fasting. And sometimes I can't even do the full day and the full day of juicing without it really flaring things. I never would have been able to do this before. Sometimes I can do it now, and sometimes it's just a little too much for me. So on those days, if it's a little too much for you and you're not dealing with cancer, if this is more neurological symptoms and fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and symptoms that are, I would stick with the fasting and the juicing if you do have cancer. But if you're trying to cure symptoms that are just more neurological in nature, then I would stop and ask yourself, okay, I would still drink as much water as I could. I would add in some green juices from the next day, some bone broths from the next day, even a smoothie, a little bit of avocado blended in, or coconut milk or something with a little bit more fat blended in, some nuts and seeds blended in if you need to. So these would be all wonderful things if you can't get through the water fast or the juice fast. You want to add in. If you're still feeling like you can't do it, the other route that you could do is you could drink the water, but you could add in a little bit of protein. So sometimes people who are really ill, their adrenals are trashed, you know, their mitochondria is trashed, everything's trashed. They need a little bit more protein. So for the water fasting days, you might need to add in a little bit of organ meat, some sardines or fish, a little bit of, you know, ground beef with some olive oil, something like that. So you can add that onto a water fast day. It will still keep you in ketosis if you don't eat too much of it. So less than 3 ounces at a time, or even 2 ounces at a time. So just a little bit. And you could do that a few times a day. So take, you know, like where you would have normally had your meals, if you just take a couple little pieces of, maybe you take a tablespoon of organ meat, maybe you take 2 tablespoons of sardines, maybe you take 3 tablespoons of ground beef and eat them. So you're kind of supplementing your water fast in a way with a little bit of protein to help you, and that will keep you, it'll help clean you, it'll help nourish you. It's not like you're, you know, adding all this fruit or adding things like that. It will help keep you balanced, and the water fast will still be effective because you're not eating that much. You're not really consuming that much. And you can do the same thing on your juice days. If you don't want to add in the smoothies and go to the smoothies and the soups and a whole bunch of stuff, and you're still wanting to do all the juices, then do the juices, but just add in a little bit of protein with them, or a little bit of fat. So a little bit of a little bit of, like a tablespoon of coconut oil, melt it in your tea, in your clear tea, or melt it into your juice afterwards. You can also add a little bit of meat products when you drink your juice. You're also supplementing it with like a little bit of, you know, a handful of nuts, maybe in there and blend it in, kind of like the green milk that I was showing you, or a little bit of fish, a little bit of protein. Not enough to call it that you wouldn't be doing a water fasting, that you wouldn't be doing the juicing. It's just almost like a supplement to your juices and your water so that you can get through and you can ease these symptoms. So those are the two ways of doing it. And I just want to remind you to listen to your body. If it's not working, then do one of those two things. So if it's not working, you're on your water fast day, then add the juices and the bone broth. If that doesn't work, then add the smoothies and the soups in. Or you can do it the other way, which is you're having your water and you just add a little bit of protein or fat to that, just a little, as you go on, and see then if you can get through without revving yourself up or making yourself sick or ill. This is all about listening to your body. And so that's my big tip for those days. But for any day, if you are feeling so sick and you think the diet is contributing to that, you think you feel better when you're eating more, then maybe your body is telling you that you need more energy, you need more support for your mitochondria. In that case, you ask yourself, you sit quietly and you ask yourself and you listen to your body, what is it that I need more of? And you just go through the list. Do I need water? Do I need more juice, green juices, greens? Do I need more nourishing blended teas? Do I need more smoothies and nourishing soups? Or do I need a salad? Do I need some berries? Do I need some protein, sardines or fish or oysters? Is my body asking for a little piece of beef or chicken or organ meat? Do I need a little bit of fat? Is my body calling for fat? Does it want some fatty fish or some coconut oil or a handful of nuts? What is my body asking for? So we're not going to do fruit, so don't just take fruit off the table in those cases unless you're feeling like you need a little bit of energy or vitamin C. Maybe you do need to put some lemon in your water or those types of things. So I'm not saying fruit's bad. What I'm saying is just ask yourself what you're needing in the most nourishing way, and just add a little bit of it. And still continue to do the diet, but add a little bit of it every time you feel like you need something to help. And then notice and wait and watch. Did that help? Was my body asking for that? Did that improve my symptoms? Or did it do nothing? Or did it make it worse? So then you listen and then you evaluate. So that is my sort of wrap up to the diet, is try to follow it. If it's too much for you, if you're too ill, then the water fasting and the juicing days might be too much and you need to add a little bit more. The rest of it should be fine, but always ask yourself, check in with your body, and then if you go ahead and eat something small that you add to it that is nourishing and is sort of from the list that I just described, then how did that help you? Did it help you? Did it make you feel better? And evaluate. Those are the things you need to do. A note about vitamins. So when you're water fasting, I would take aside all your vitamins and supplements and not have any that day, unless there's one that you particularly, 1 or 2 or 3 that you particularly feel like you need and you have to have regardless. Like if you're super low in vitamin B12, or you're already super low in iron, or you're super low in a vitamin or a mineral as shown on a test and you're needing to raise that, then maybe you could continue to take that. But I would ease off on all the vitamins and supplements on your water fast day. Just let your body do its job. Bring them back slowly on your juice day and then go forward. And then you're continuing to have them for the rest of the diet, and then you're not having them on your water fast day, and you're having most of them on your juice and bone broth day. You're bringing them back. So just give your body a little break. Once a week, it's good to give your body a break from all the supplements anyways, sort of a reset, and then see how you feel with them, without them. So 1 to 2 days and then back on them. And that's usually a good sort of motto for anything, to give your body a break. It also helps the supplements and the vitamins work better when you go back to them if you give it that tiny little bit of a break. Just like working out. You work out, you give your body a break. You're doing arms one day, you give it a break. You're doing legs one day, you give it a break. So that's kind of the ideas with vitamins. And then I want to talk about lifestyle and everything else that you need to be doing with the diet. So I will come back and do a quick video on the lifestyle that goes with it. And I hope this has been helpful. Keep up the good work.